Welcome everyone. We'll talk about improvement in process in today's video. So process improvement, the agenda is very simple. We introduce the framework of process excellence, review the specific improvement methodology, explore, and probably try to answer as to the purpose and how different are they with respect to the process and the purpose of each process and how different processes are going to be utilized. But this is what we'll discuss. So what exactly is process if someone may recall? Process is everywhere. Process is everything. Process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. And that is what we are looking into it. We are talking about supplier, input, process, output, and customer. Isn't this a simple business organization? Supplier, the vendors, the suppliers are the organization that prove inputs as in resources as in manpower. Even manpower can be supplied. The input is the resources that we added to the process, as in the technology that we go into it. It's a series of steps that comes around it. Where input is converted, input is mixed, input is assimilated, input is assembled, input is basically processed to come to an output, the resources as a result of an output. This output is which the computer or which the consumer laps up or heats up. It is the process that we are producing products and services for the end consumer. So, what is process excellence? We are talking the ways to improve, how to create, and probably deliver value. In fact, every process that we go around it is to improve, make our life much better. Look what you are doing. Look what am I doing? I am making a video for your consumption. You are doing it for you. You are going through the videos at your conveniences. At the same time, I'm trying to create value for you. At the same time, you are trying to create value for yourself by utilizing your spare time watching the video and thus enriching yourself. It is about what we do for customer and not to them. Why does process excellence matter in our industry? We provide is not differentiated. What it is, what we do and how we do matters the most. We must understand and deliver what our customers need than our competitors. This is what we are looking into it. Process excellence can help us to achieve that. This is what we should be striving for. Remember, how does it help us? Process excellence isn't just about lowering our operating cost. It is about aligning your organization to the goal and achieve success at the fastest possible rate. This means less complexity. This means more time. This means more improved services. This means increased revenue. This means better lives, not only for the customer, but also for your employees. This means a happy customer. Remember, process is the work we do. Excellence is the way we do it. That is what needs to be understood as far as process improvement are concerned. Process excellence framework, what are the methodologies we use and how are they different? Goal is to rapid improvement that needs to be evolved. Remember, we need to go about the opportunity to identify. It can be a simple problem, it can be an immediate problem, it can be a complex problem. Now, basically, whatever is a simple problem is a Kaizen, is a small team effort, and probably incremental improvement helps you to work around it. If it is an immediate action, you need to have a small, focused, specialized team do it. So it might take anything from 2 hours to 6 hours for the effort for the and additional 3 to 4 hours for the training part of it to rectify the defects. So if there might be major machinery breakdown, immediate action. Simple problem, probably working with certain products, certain defects, certain process evaluation. A small team, you should need to work around it. Complex problem, it's a lean Six Sigma problem. This might involve a cross-functional dominance, a cross-functional area that needs to be addressed altogether. So it's a project based, might take a quarter, might take 2 quarters at best, and probably 2 weeks of training. Three, problem solving method used in complexity. Today, 80% of products are likely to use the JDI or the Kaizen product, as the case might be. DEMAC, if we say about JDI is define, measurable, analyze, improve, and control. What JDI just between few team members takes approximately one shift. So basically, what are we looking? We are talking about the background situation, 30 minutes, outcome goals, 30 minutes. We understand what is the situation or what is the expected outcome, and then probably root cause and recommendation thereof. Countermeasures 2 to 3 years, and action, follow-up action, training, probably 1 hour. So that is what just do it. JDIs, as the case might be. What is happening with Kaizen? It might to understand the current processes take approximately a day, probably one shift or two shift, maximum three shift. Then probably we're talking about measures is a high level metrics, as in what we are looking, what the outcome is expected. Again, thoroughly get to know about the objective. Probably this is where we need to understand the waste identification, where these things needs to be streamlined. The risk analysis and implementation take not more than 1 day, and that is what we are looking around it. And in another days of control is sustainability and measurement. Once you have installed the system, install the process, you just have to make a follow up to it. The Lean Sigma, Six Sigma might be a little bit complex issue wherein we are talking about the requirement, the current process maps, which might take 1 or 2 weeks. Baseline measurements, again 1 or 2 weeks that comes around it. Statistical analysis and solution thereby, and what we go across with it. We need to understand the pilot and implementation might take 2 or 3 weeks altogether, as not the whole scale implementation, it's a small scale implementation that we are talking about it. And then probably we roll out the organization wide the control plan and measurement. So what is JDI, or just do it? It's a foundation element of continuous improvement, a way to structure, develop improved ideas, standardized systematic thought process built on define, measure, attain, inspect, and control. A mindset, it's a way of thinking. We are talking about a communication tool to report issues and improve suggestions to manage the um, suggest management, used for any kind of situation in every part of the business, if I may recall. Now, I am just giving you a sample pro forma. Remember, you can pause this video and watch it. It is just a sample for you to understand what we are looking at as the title, the defining background. We are measuring, we are measuring the goals, we have analyzing the root cause, the DEMAC format, we are improving the countermeasures and controlling the effective communication, thereby coming to the conclusions as far as benefits are concerned, as far as the follow-up action are concerned. So remember, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control the demand format. The one-page template on an A3 size paper is meant to identify and communicate what is expected, what is the critical part, what is the important part that needs to be done effectively. This information should fit on one page, make it easier to communicate and make decisions with the team thereby. It is customized to the team leaders and application at hand. It can be characterized as a lean tool best suited for solving relatively short duration problems. Now, thought progression is again similar things, absolutely similar if you want to go around it. But why I wanted to show it to you, I wanted to show this question, guys. If there are any question that has been raised, and how do you address those questions? These are my template that needs to be go around it. Essentially, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control is what we are looking into it. So what do we see in the define thing? What is the problem? How do we go about the measurement, as in where are we as of today, what is the current condition? Then probably where do we want to know in future, what is my goal, what is my objective? So analyze is what is causing my current condition in from achieving the goal, what is causing it and how do we fix it is what we are talking about. Improving, how do we do around? And last one but the least one, did we control it, as in control part of it, did we achieve the goals thereby? That is the answer that we are looking into it. The form and format example, these are the various dashboard that comes around it. Look at the fishbone structure that is being mentioned out there. It's a way to managing, it's a way to thinking. How does this fit into what you do every day? Solving problem, progress is essential. Ask others about the improvement effort. Proposing improvement, standardizing, planning, reporting, reflection, post-mortem, project management, change management, alignment, agreement, mentoring, coaching, you name it and we have it. There are 8 common categories of waste. That is what we need to identify them, because once you have identified, can only then you eliminate them. One is defect, incorrect data than inspection. O for overproduction, preparing extra report not acted upon, multiple copies. W is for waiting period, processing monthly, not working as coming around, billing, collection, N for non resources as the case might be. T for transportation, extra time in the process, in the distances that we are talking about. I for inventory, transaction not process. The MR parts, the UTR parts, material and resource parts. Motion is extra steps, travel from office to office, desk to desk, and E for X is processing time. Now, if you, this is what we are talking about, the multiple thing. This is my 8 element of waste. To remember this, you need to remember the only one time regarding waste. Downtime. Again, D for defects, O for overproduction, W for waiting, N for non-utilized item down. T for transportation, I for inventory, M for motion, E for excess processing time. Downtime is what we look, go around it. Allow me to give you the examples as in layout, insufficient maintenance, poor working methods, lack of training, poor supervisory skills, ineffective scheduling, incorrect final point of test, counting inventory, multiple sign off, no backup of cross training, excessive UTRs, no visual training, lack of organizational workplace organization, too many outside trucks in the yard. The longer very stalkers, the more acceptable you become. When to utilize Kaizen approach, continuous improvement. Kaizen is continuous improvement. And Kaizen effort is typically employed when obviously waste sources have been identified and probably when results are needed as quick as possible. The Kaizen facilitator assembles a cross-functional team working in the process. Additional members may include subject matters expert SME aimed at improving the process or problem identified with the specific area. The project completion should focus on the compressed time. Periods typically are 3 to 7 days of effort spread over a couple of months. Lean and Six Sigma. Can they work in tandem? Can they work together? Can they work hand in hand? Along with Kaizen, the waste reduction process, the concept of Six Sigma is another structured team approach for improving process performance. Many times they go together in a project. Remember, Lean Six Sigma, L6S methods are all about lean belt, green belt, black belt. There are two belts for lean belt. You remember green and black belt. Green belt is a greenhouse, the basic things. Black belt, they are expert as far as not managing waste, but coming up with defect-free products. Emphasizes the importance of identifying key critical input that affects your key outputs. Performance of the quality through statistical analysis. Six Sigma drives for perfection. In this process, by reducing variation and then probably moving the mean. So what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is a letter in a Greek alphabet. Sigma is a symbol which involves the degree of variation from the process and basically commonly known as standard deviation. The goal of Six Sigma capable is to minimize variation, center the process. The degree of acceptable variation in the process depends on the target. How close are you to meeting the target? Do you know where your target is all about it? So identify and eliminate variations. Two common categories of variation. The green belt focus is to understand the common causes. It's present in every process. It's produced by the process itself. The way we do the business. Special cause is unpredictable, caused by unique disturbances, or probably a series of them. Example of variation are cost of poor quality. We are talking about prevention, training, safety, controlling. Appraisal cost are incoming inspection, maintenance, calibration of the equipment, process audit. What about the cost about failure, the internal, before we go to the external? Internal failures are incorrect gate transaction, wrong boxes out gate, rework, reinspection, late start time, digging for containers. These are all internal to the organization. What are the external things? Processing customer inquiries, inquiring penalties, claims, lost claims. So when do we use the Lean Six Sigma approach, the green belt? A green belt approach is effective when typically employed during the sources of the variation. Remember the word is variation and reduce them if we can. A green belt project assembles a cross-functional team working in the process. Additional members may include subject matter experts aimed at improving a process or identified within a specific area. Project completion should be focused on the project managed time period because of the complexity. Typically 10 to 40 days of effort over a 6 months period. So reduction in variability for process performances, 99% good is 3.8 sigma, but 99.9999 is good is all about 6 sigma. So no electricity for almost 7 hours a day comes under 3 sigma. 1 hour without electricity for every 34 hours. That is what is 6 sigma. One misspelled words for every 30 pages in a book is 3 sigma. One misspelled word for in all the books in the medium sized library is 99.99. It's 6 sigma we are talking about. So 11.9 million shares incorrectly traded, 3 sigma. It is 4,021 shares incorrectly traded in New York Stock Exchange, 6 sigma. Now, this is what I'm giving you as an example of what the variation, what is a good quality and what is a great quality. So, why utilize your JDI? Just do it, Kaizen and L6S, Lean Six Sigma methods. Remain simple, it is common sense, reduction in waste, reduction of variations, reduction in operating cost, complexity, vision, and approach. Now, what are we looking into? Is look at Six Sigma reducing waste altogether. The Lean Six Sigma is what not only reduce waste but also improve uh, accuracy per se, as far as productivity is concerned, as far as quality is concerned. So this is quality related, this is waste related, and together it is win-win for the customers. So we are talking about tools for customer focus, continuous improvement, people involvement, operational excellences, all three approaches for DMAIC. Remember, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. JDI, just do it. Basic problem of solving tools. Formalizes thought processes and document. As in A3, the sample that I showed to you, how problem is solved. Minimal tool set. It is all about culture. Kaizen is workshop based problem solving tool, team based and little more than a tool set. Lean Six Sigma is a project-based problem-solving tool, very team-based, data-driven, and a strong tool set, if I may say so. Overall focus, removal of waste to reduce time, to execute processes, improve performances by flawless execution, achieving rapid breakthrough problems, applying advances, breakthrough tools that work, make a positive and deep cultural change. Ultimately, we are talking about getting the real results. With this, I come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching the same.